Have you ever been hanging out with your friends, or maybe you're at your job, or you're at school, or maybe even with some of your family members, and you're just sort of talking, and you're not really thinking about what you say, and you say something kind of rude, or maybe even really mean about somebody. Maybe they're in the room, maybe they're not in the room, and is sort of a defense for what you say, what you just said. You say, hey, I'm just joking, or I didn't really mean that, or I was just kind of messing around. If I was honest with you, I do that kind of thing a lot. I use what I call careless words, where I say something kind of rude, kind of mean, not really that uplifting about somebody or about something, and I don't really think about it. But I've been thinking about that this week because Jesus has some harsh words to say about our careless words, those things that we say about people that we don't give a lot of thought to, but can be really mean-spirited and really hurtful. And Jesus's thoughts on this are given to us in Matthew 12:36 through 37. I want to look at the Message translation, which is like a paraphrase of Jesus's words. And in the middle of the screen here, we have verses 36 through 37. Jesus is talking, and he says, "Let me tell you something. Every one of these careless words is going to come back to haunt you. There will be a time of reckoning. Words are powerful. Take them seriously." Look at what Jesus says. He says, every one of these careless words, every one of these things that I say to my friends, that I say at my job, that I say at school, every one of these things is going to come back to haunt you. I mean, that is some strong language. That kind of sounds maybe a little un-Jesus-like, depending on your view of Jesus. But this is what he said. And the first thing I notice here is that God listens to our words. Everything that we say, everything that we speak, everything that we text, everything that we email, everything that we put on Facebook, God listens to our words. He hears us, and he's paying attention to our words. I mean, I think that would revolutionize what I say if I just realized that God is paying attention to my words, and he's keeping track, and he's keeping notice of them. And one day, I'm going to have to stand before God, and I'm going to have to talk about the words I used and why I used them, and God's going to be really interested to know how I used my words. But here's why God is so passionate about our words and why he really cares so much about what we say. It's because your words reveal your heart. That's what Jesus is teaching in this section of the Bible. What you say reveals what's important to you. Jesus says, just like an apple tree is going to always produce apples, so an evil person or a bad person or a person whose heart is messed up is going to produce words that are mean or bad or evil. And so Jesus is so concerned about our words because our words reveal what is really important to you. So if you want to know what's really important to you, listen to the words you use. Instead of just saying, these words, I'm just messing around with my friends, or this doesn't really matter, we're just having a good time. Pay attention to your careless words, because God will say to you, those careless words you used revealed your heart. They revealed what was important to you. So take some time to think about that. Discuss this if you're watching this video with somebody else. And just think about, what do you spend most of your time talking about with your friends, with your parents, at your job? How do you use your words? Do you use it in a way that reflects that God is listening and honors him and honors other people? Or do you use your words carelessly? And if you use them carelessly, be careful, because one day we're going to have to answer to God for how we use our words. And so let's use our words to build others up. Take some time, discuss this, think about it, and pray about it.